Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett is here for more on last night's debate and the next one ahead. Major, as Ed pointed out, it looked like Biden did better last night, but it wasn't entirely smooth. What does his camp think about it?
So, talking to Democrats last night, go with this metaphor with me. Last night, he came in as a plane losing altitude and airspeed. Not a good thing in politics or avionics. But 2 of the engines kicked in, so 2 of the 4 are now going.
Yes.
Like a dramatic movie.
Yeah.
So he's stabilized.
Yeah, but if I was on the plane, I'd still be nervous.
You'd still be nervous. That's
Yeah.
right. If you're a Biden supporter, you're like, okay, we've stabilized, but this is not the kind of ringing performance on specifics. I think at a macro level, he kind of said, all right, I've stabilized, but on his history and his vision for the future, he's got a lot of work to do. Cory Booker and Kamala Harris were attacking on lanes that are important to them in South Carolina, predominantly. African-American voters are currently preferring Joe Biden over the 2 of them. That's why you saw such intense concentration
And they have to get
some
those
vernacular
voters
along those lines as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kool-Aid line. I would say one thing about last night, a good night for 70s popular household brands, Clorox and Kool-Aid.
Very good.
But you know, he never really delivered, Cory Booker, who delivered that great line, never really delivered an answer to the question. So he needed to sort of prop up his sails in this debate. Did he?
Sure. I mean, it was a nice deflection. It was very, very well crafted. Cory Booker has a Newark story. There are things that happen on his watch that are very positive in terms of new investment and new businesses and some jobs. But crime and criminal justice is not a strong suit of his time as mayor of Newark. And Joe Biden has this long history. Now, he could say in the 1990s, when this legislation was passed, we had a serious crime problem in this country. Were there unintended consequences? Yes, there were. I've learned from them. But what I'm surprised with Joe Biden on this issue is not to say, look, go back to the statistics. This was bipartisan and it was a huge issue.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem even comfortable with that basic part of his own legislative history. That's why he's got 2 engines, not 4.
Yeah. Kamala Harris's record also came under fire last night. Did she lose ground?
Kamala Harris figured out last night what it means to be something that is in it.
Yeah, she's a player in
You're a player now. And guess what?
Target.
Your record now is up for scrutiny. And you can get harsh attacks. And you're like, wait a minute, whoa, where did that come from? That's part of this process. Yeah. And for this very same community, African-American community, her record as a prosecutor and attorney general in California is a legitimate issue. And again, she was less comfortable there than you might have expected for someone who did so well in the first debate, being a prosecutor. She was less comfortable being someone who was a defense witness.
So as Ed O'Keefe pointed out, only 7 people have qualified for the next debate.
I think it's clear from you'll see larger number of last night's field in the next round than we did on the first night. I think a lot of the people in the first night are going to fall out.
Yeah.
But Jay Inslee, Andrew Yang, and Michael Bennett, I think, did themselves some good. Kristen Gillibrand did herself some good. I think all of those have a potential to get into that next debate, not so much the first night.
All right, Major Garrett, the man who knows. Thank you.
Thank you.